I want to share with y'all something that I know is holding a lot of people back. It used to hold me back, but once I figured it out, I don't allow it to hold me back no more. Even recently, I think it was yesterday, I was having a conversation, me and my homegirl. I was explaining to her my story, where I came from, how I got to where I'm at, and so forth. And this came about. She actually mentioned, like, you should share that. It's a gem, and it's on my heart to share. If you apply this to your life, just know your life gonna change. So when we thinking about our goals, plans, and dreams, we think about what we want to have, and what we want to be. And as you write those down, you know, you got to write it down or it's not real. So as you write it down, the next step is, in the human brain, you start thinking about how. That's literally the worst thing you can think of, is how. Once you start thinking about how, now you start putting yourself in a mental space of a never-ending how. And I'll tell you the story of what happened with me. I got to a space where I wanted to find my purpose. I found it and got to the space of what did I want to do in life and be. I wanted to get paid to travel the world. So when I did this, I didn't know where I even wanted to go. I didn't know how I was going to do it. So I meditated on it. I meditated on where I should go. God told me basically, you can go anywhere. This your world. Wherever you want to go, don't limit yourself. So once I got that, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to Jamaica. Like, that's somewhere I wanted to go. And the next step is how. So now I'm trying to think of how, but immediately, luckily, I got this thought. It was, don't worry about how, you just need to know where you're going. And the best thing you can do is just start, right? So it don't matter if I'm going up the street or to the next city or the next state. I just need to start traveling. In order to get paid to travel, I have to travel first. So on the larger scale, the average mind would think that, okay, I want to get paid to travel, so this means I gotta go across the world. You can literally go somewhere you never been and start creating from there, because it starts small. So I could have went down the street, took a left turn when I usually take a right, and create from there, like where I'm at now. Never been here. I could have created a video about this or whatever. You got to start somewhere. It's important to not think how, because as soon as you think you got the perfect plan, your plan is going to reroute. Like, God going to make you walk when you think you about to run. You think you about to fly, you might have to drive. When you think you're going right, you really about to go left. Our plan in our head is going like this. We think we just going, but God's plan be, you know, so how is not up to you. It's really not. But yeah, back to the story. So I was into herbs and all this stuff when I first started the journey. So I was on YouTube and I was looking up herbs, but I was looking in Jamaica, unconsciously looking in Jamaica. I kid you not. 2 days later, my homegirl called me and she like, do you want to go to Jamaica? And I'm like, I ain't got the money to go right now, because she was leaving the next day. She like, don't worry about that. Do you want to go? Of course I said yeah, and I went. This is why it's important to not worry about how, because randomly out of nowhere, I just had in my mind 1,000% that I was going. And now the universe and God just aligned this days later, like, you going. So once I got there, I fell in love with it. This was Christmas last year, Christmas until New Year's. And when I was on my way back home, I got to the airport, I was puppy-eyed out. I did not want to go back home. It felt so draining, like my spirit was drained. Like, why am I going back? So in my head, I knew I'm moving to Jamaica. That was my undoubtedly thought, was I'm moving to Jamaica. This was January, April, I moved. My lease ended and I moved there. I spent almost 4 months in Jamaica. This is the first time I left the country by myself, away from family so long, and I was there and I actually started getting paid. I forgot all about me traveling to get paid. I was just traveling because I wanted to travel, but I started getting paid. Luckily, I didn't worry about the how. It just happened. You just have to take the first step in knowing where you want to go, start heading that way, and knowing like 1,000% this is it, it's happening. I don't know how, but it's happening. That's all you in control of, is knowing and knowing. Now I can think of thousands of times where I was stuck just saying how. And when you're doing this, you living out of lack and you actually questioning God, like he ain't him or she ain't her, you know? So you never want to do that. You just want to know and start making your way. We all where we want to be, even if we think we not. You might be doing a lot of things where you don't think it matter, but every step matters. Whether you realize it or not, you living out the prayers and the moves that you made last week, last year, 5 years from now, today. So yeah, the next plans you make, just know undoubtedly, like 1,000% where you want to go. You got to write it out, know where you want to go, and start heading there. Like, just start being. If you want to be happy, first step is just smiling. You smile every day, eventually you're going to be happy. Whatever you want to do, the first step is just start being, because time ain't real. So you're gonna wait to get to a certain place to feel like you rich. No, be rich today. You start feeling like it, walking like it, talking like it, and eventually things gonna align for you. So that's the best advice I can give on that. Don't worry about how. God got that under control. You just need to make your way. Hold on, cause I start walking. So we gonna need to get a, I wish y'all could be here with me. But yeah, that's my message for today. Don't worry about how, just worry about being, doing, and having. Call me when you rich.